All right, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, welcome to what is a long overdue session of the AAA that's Ask Antoni Anything. And we're sorry that we haven't been together in a while, but there were objective circumstances preventing us to do that. Now, due to the tremendous success and due to popular demand, we are continuing with the format that we introduced last time. These are thematic, team-specific Ask Me Anything sessions with a co-host. And today I am joined by the fabulous Elitsa Taskova. She is a product owner at Nexo, and being a product owner is every bit as important as it sounds. So, you know, we have an internal joke at Nexo that her name contains the word task because she is the one who distributes the tasks among the developers, the software engineers. When other people are telling this joke is slightly funnier, but you're stuck with me, so welcome.
That was a great introduction. Thanks for having me, Antoni. It is a pleasure for me to be here, even closer to our clients. So let's jump right in.
Absolutely. And to jump right in, tell us what a product owner is and does, please.
That's the hardest question of all. When I hear product owner, the first word that comes to mind is responsibility. We are a very responsible individuals, but jokes aside, we are accountable for the entire product life cycle from conceptualization to delivery, and for the results, whether we met our user requests and the entire the expectations around the product. I can go into greater details here, but the
that was plenty as an introduction. And basically, whenever something goes wrong, you're the one to blame. They shouldn't blame me; they should blame you, right?
That's true.
Good that we got that out of the way.
But now, also, we get the prizes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you know, we're gonna go down the list of questions voted up. So we're starting with the most popular ones, and the first one is addressed at me. It comes from Inge. Well, good thing I said welcome in German. That sounds like a Nordic name. When will the Nexo Card go live in the United States? Okay, well, so obviously somebody from the States, but that's a great question, and it sounds simple. The answer, as they usually are, is not that simple. And you know that the US has presented some challenges recently in terms of getting some regulatory clarity that, you know, was almost as long overdue as this Ask Me Anything session. But no, while we are glad that, you know, regulators are taking an interest, this means that we have to adapt to new realities and new circumstances, and this has slowed us down in some areas and, you know, pushed us into temporarily, hopefully, restricting some of the services. But rest assured, we are working around the clock. This would be with me as a managing partner who oversees legal and compliance. It's not the product owners who are to blame here. But we're working around the clock, and hopefully there will be a great path forward, even better, more compliant and sustainable. Now, with regards to the card, the good news is that we have a partner in the United States with whom to execute this great product, much needed in the United States and elsewhere for that matter. So, you know, good news are coming, good news is coming sooner rather than later. We just ask for your patience, in particular for the United States, because of the complexities of this, you know, complicated jurisdiction. Now, can I get the next question, please? There it is. It's addressed to Elitsa. It comes from Luis. Or Luis, I don't know, depending on which part of the world. Nexo, you offer us lending products with attractive yield rates. You're responsible for the yield rates. Compared to traditional product, but when will we be able to buy goods using our favorite wallet? And there is a beautiful emoji of what appears to be a card. So, you know, we can build up on
Looks
the
like
previous
the
question. Yeah.
So another question around the Nexo Card. Thanks for the question, Luis. First and foremost, I want to express my happiness when I hear repeatedly that Nexo is your favorite wallet, because that's the validation we live for. Jumping right to the question and building on top of what Antoni has already said, I'm honored to mention that we are literally days away from the official announcement of our Nexo Card being launched in Europe.
Yay.
And yeah, it will be your birthday present, Antoni. To be precise.
There's a hidden task here. You gotta find out when my birthday is and send me a shout out on Twitter or wherever.
Yeah, that's a game now. But yeah, we have tested. Some of you are already aware that the card is already in the hands of hundreds of clients that already used our product for several months. And this was a very important step for us to stress test the entire infrastructure. And we are confident now that the product is in place. And although you mentioned all the regulatory requirements, from my perspective, when the product is there, everything else is easier. So with high confidence, we will start delivering the card globally. Potentially the next market will be US, but yeah, it's we will see. And I want to stress out once again that the Nexo Card is one of its kind.
Absolutely. That's why it took so long to actually implement it.
Yeah, it was an amazing journey, but yeah, with the Nexo Card, the only card in the world where you can spend the value of your crypto without selling it. Wow, you are the ultimate owner of your crypto, and you don't lose the upside potential of those investments. And with our Nexo Card being available globally, we believe, I firmly believe that this will help the mainstream crypto adoption, and this will set a new standard for crypto usage on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's, you know, on top of it all, it's very tax efficient. So if you're in the great state of New York, for instance, you pay income tax of up to 44%, you know, and that latte at Starbucks that you just paid with a card that doesn't take out a loan against your crypto, but you sell your crypto at a profit, it might be, you know, 44% more expensive. No tax advice, just something to consider. And that's why it took longer to develop, because it was a new world's first for the card issuer, MasterCard in particular, and it took a while until you know, was full-fledged ready for adoption, but we take some pride into that, product owners especially. All right, moving on to the next question. Is this again for you? We saw a bunch of promos for new assets and you keep adding more. Is it safe to assume that this will branch out of Nexonomics with a constant flow of new coins? Asks us Colton. That's a lot to unpack here.
Colton.
You can
okay, Colton.
Have a look. You don't need to have a look. You know already what to say, I can tell.
No,
yes.
the name.
The name, all right.
Colton.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Colton. We already branched it out because since the end of Nexonomics, we released 7 new coins and 4 more come tomorrow. Not during the announcement, but that's the reality.
Yeah, we learned a lot of announcement comms gonna hate us, but you know, we wanted to bring some good news.
Yeah, so for Nexonomics, a few words around this campaign as a whole. I want to mention that Nexonomics is super exciting for us as a company and as a team, because it's not only that the business results that we deliver, the amazing features that we launch around that campaigns, but it is also something that we use as a tool to drive our internal culture in the direction that we want to see the company and the team to move. And what I mean by that is that for very short periods of time, we have to create an almost unachievable goals. And once we meet them, once we deliver on our promise, this really lifts our spirits. And this is what happened with Nexonomics 3.0. As most of you are aware, we released the Nexo Booster. We also introduced the Nexo Exchange Cashback, the Buyback program. We made several changes on the referral program, and we added a lot of new coins. And for the products that I mentioned, they are mainly absorbed by our current user base. When it comes to adding new assets on the platform, this has proved to be a great acquisition tactic, meaning a lot of new clients come to Nexo because of those assets. Yep. And we will definitely double down on that in the future. So yeah, I can say from the product kitchen, our plan is to add 35 more coins in the upcoming months. Yep. So stay tuned. A lot of great projects will be listed on our platform.
That is truly great. And, you know, it's super exciting because more communities, you know, crypto, how it's divided between the asset classes. And if you like one thing, you have less appreciations about other things. And then we feel at Nexo that adding new coins and communities just like brings it all under one roof. And we're all about that and believe that crypto should and is ultimately all about that. So the next question is for me. One of Nexo's strengths is its simplicity for users. That is due to the amazing team that is developing the product. But yeah, will Nexo Prime allow users to access advanced features like limit orders, and will it all be available to all? Asks us Dead Welsh. Okay, a few things to unpack. Like, we always have pride that ourselves in developing products in Apple style fashion, you know, simply works. You take it out the box, you onboard immediately, and you know, it simply works. So this is a philosophy of everything that Nexo touches, and Nexo Prime will not be different in that regard. You know, also the ones from you who are with us longer, how we like to roll out things, you know, to bring out a product, release it as quickly as possible, and then build upon it with features and you know, more utilities that are surrounding this product. So you know, the Nexo Prime will grow organically in the sense that more and more features will be added as time goes by. Obviously, the you know, the basic stuff that you would expect will be there, like limit orders and the different order types. This is a must. You can't have the product without it. The most amazing part to me is the smart ordering system, the routing system, which is connected with various exchanges and truly delivers back best pricing. I think that is the most important thing ultimately. But obviously the features that you would have grown accustomed as a trader will be there. It will be rolled out, you know, on different phases, but ultimately everyone should be able to use it, you know, if it makes sense. Now, if you're holding, I don't know, if you want to exchange $10, perhaps Prime is not the best service to, you know, meet your needs. But apart from that, everybody should be able to onboard with it. You know, we were joking with the other day, Interactive Brokers, they brought in now into their trading platform live TV, and we were talking with Yasin how cool would it be as Bloomberg and CNBC and all these outlets talk more crypto to have this on the Prime platform. Now that might take a little while because there are things with higher priority, but I think best priced order execution is the most enticing one, and then obviously all the features that you would come to expect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything to add, or that was a longer answer on itself? So
yeah, I think you covered it all.
Right, so Shiny asks you, Shiny, would you please tell us more about the Nexo Booster? It sounds interesting, but I'm a noob and everybody tells me to stay away from leverage trading. Now that in principle is not wrong. If you don't know what you're doing, leverage is not the best thing to get engaged with, but you know, our booster isn't the dangerous level of leverage that some of the platforms offer you 100x, 200x. I've seen 1000x in FX. So
yeah,
without further ado, I'll let you answer that question.
Thanks for having the guts asking this question, because we don't expect that all of our clients will be aware of what leverage trading is. But as you already mentioned, that's the core of what Nexo Booster offers. It essentially allows you to multiply your current position, and in that way you increase your purchasing power. So that's a question that can be answered in so many ways, but I'll try to wrap my head around it and to give you a more precise answer. Leverage trading essentially is a trading that is executed via loan, that you borrow funds with which you purchase your desired asset. And with the Nexo Booster, we use our existing crypto credit lines, which give you that loan. And what you have to do prior using this service is that you should have a good plan on when to enter and exit the market. That means that you should be confident in your decision to, for example, you think that now is the time to buy the dip, now is the time to bet on that investment. That's the moment when you can confidently use the Nexo Booster, and then you should have a plan on when to exit it. And by exiting, I mean you have a loan that you have to repay at a certain point, and what's left after that repayment will be your profit. Essentially, you realize a profit, and that's the best case scenario. We should never forget that the market moves in both directions. It goes up and down. So
hard to forget these days.
Yeah, it is going up and down constantly. Yeah, my advice here is make yourself well informed, create this plan, stick to it, and also during the time frame of you having a booster deal that is pending, you should track the market, and you should make sure that you are on top of it, and you make a good decision on when to repay your loan and realize those profits. Apart from that, there is a great article from our team. We published it last week, where we answered a lot of your questions, and it's a long one, but I guess I'm sure that it is worthy reading it, and it will give you a better understanding of what we offer. And another thing, Nexo Booster is for you for long positions. You should feel, you should be confident that the price of the asset that you purchase is going up. Yeah, I'm not going to go into greater details of what long and short positions mean, but yeah, that's my advice. Purchase only those assets that you believe will go up in the near future.
And you know, keep sizes of the positions such that if they don't go up, that doesn't break the bank and you financially. This is the one piece of advice that we can all agree on, and you know, we do want people to be trading, and you know, we make money on people trading, it's no secret, but we are not encouraging people to be you know, over trading.
Yeah, and that's why we limited the multiple by up to 3.
Up to 3, so
that's to limit your risk exposure.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to the next question. It is for me. Buyback 2.0 has already spent $28 million, but the positive effect on Nexo's price, that's the Nexo token's price, is far from that of the first buyback, 12 million. How does it help the Nexo token holders? Asks us Glenn. Now, Glenn, that's a great question, and um, there are a lot of things to consider. It is why the ripple effects of this second buyback aren't as strong as that of the first one, which was smaller. To me, is the overall market conditions. There's no, traders. In the previous life, I used to be a trader, and there was this great expression by a great trader, Marty Schwartz, and he used to say, "You don't fight the tape." In other words, you don't fight pricing. Pricing is what it is, and there's no point in arguing with that. So, when the whole market undergoes the type of correction that unfortunately we saw, from I think the November highs to the lows of last month, it is very unfortunate that we as a company don't have the strength and fortitude to change the realities. If crypto is in a correction mode, so will be the Nexo token. Now we are doing our very best, in developing new utilities for you, new use cases, new incentives that align the performance of the Nexo token with the overall market, so that we don't underperform. Where it goes up, so will the Nexo token, but we are not immune to the overall risk of modes that the markets periodically enter. So there's only that much that we can do about the pricing. And another term in trading is, you don't throw good money after bad money. So, the next larger allocations of the buyback we are envisioning for when times are better. And, with the current uncertainty surrounding geopolitics and the peace in Europe, we just think that it is prudent to be waiting for a little more clarity as to how to execute in terms of repurchases. But in particular, with regards to the products and all the things that get people excited, Elitsa touched upon a dozen things that we are doing right now to keep on improving the economics, the Nexonomics. And there's no slowing down this, regardless of what's happening in the world, and ultimately will pay out, because when we launched, I remember recruiting people, and the Nexo token was trading at 6 cents, and I was telling them it's going to $1, and everybody's well, we'll see about that, and it went all the way up to $4. It's very easy to forget where we started and the phenomenal performance that it had. And crypto is volatile. It's one of the blessings, it's curses as well, one of it. And but ultimately, I believe that Nexo as a token, as a company as well, but we're talking about the token, has tremendous potential. And as you can see, you are in good hands. Yeah,
and the loyalty program is at the heart of our ecosystem, so we will always look into it with the highest priority.
Yeah, and we are all aligned. We too are Nexo token holders, so we do want this thing to perform well. Now, moving on to the next question, it is for you. It comes from Remy, and we're being asked, there's that smart routing system that is mentioned a lot when talking about the exchange. Would you please explain how it actually works? Do you need a drawing board for that? Should we get it? There's a drawing board behind the camera.
But I will try to draw it with words. Okay. The smart order router or the smart routing system, we have a lot of names for that. But we mention it a lot, that's true, because it's at the core of our Nexo exchange service. And it is what makes us stand out when compared to standard exchanges. And it is what makes our product unique. So we are really keen to explain to our user base what this system does and why it's good for you. I'm going to give you 2 examples, and the first one is it's the simplest example of you going to execute order on a normal exchange, you put some amount, and what will happen is that you get the price based on the current order book. But with the smart order router, what we do is that we essentially combine a lot of order books with deep liquidity, and we compare the prices on all of them. So with the Nexo exchange, you get the best price only based on that comparison. That's for smaller amounts, and that's enough for smaller amounts because nothing else is needed. Actually, you only have to compare, and we just spare you this comparison. For larger amounts, the computation gets a bit more complex because we not only compare the prices on those order books with deep liquidity, but we also make a split of your order, and that split is based on this computation. So essentially, we are going to go through all of those order books, check where is the best price, check what amount can be sold on that best price, and then we will get only the best from all of those order books. And that combined delivers the best execution price, and it will never be achieved on a single exchange. That's the truth. And I encourage you to go on our exchange and check the price, especially for bigger orders. It will always be better than compared to a single order book. And yeah, we are really proud coming up with this idea. That's a great utility of our
Who should we single out? Yasin, Tom, who has been also working on that?
They both have been working, but I'm not sure who gave the idea.
Who gave the idea? No, we don't know. We gotta double check who gave the idea. You know, success is, you know, the expression that success has a lot of fathers, whereas failure is an orphan.
It's only one.
All right, moving on. That was plenty for that question. Next one comes from Michael, again for you. How does Nexo choose the coins tokens it's going to add to the platform?
Yeah, thanks for the question. On top of our priority list is what comes from our community as a request. That will always be the case, but with the current pace of adding so many assets on the platform, we had to establish a process, a framework with which we can evaluate faster whether a project or a coin or an asset will be listed. And this framework gives us confidence in our decision. There is nothing out of this world around this framework, but I will mention, for example, the security of the token and the contracts behind this token is something that we evaluate. We also consider the team behind the project or the foundation or the company. We look into the fundamentals and what the project promises to deliver to the industry, and it is especially important for us to have a common vision. We try to list only those projects that add up something to the crypto economy. And with that being said, we are really open to collaboration with all of those teams. So if you have something in mind, please reach out to us. We will make this assessment, and yeah, something great can happen out of that. I want to also mention that our colleague Maggie wrote a great article for Cointelegraph around this topic and the technological considerations and also the reputational part that we should take into account when we list some assets. So it's a huge topic, but I think that I covered it, the main.
You did. I remember when we started out, it was easier to say no to projects. You could always say, we need at least $1 billion in market cap, and back then it was like 8 projects that had that, so it was very easy. You know, when liquidity comes off maturing, and now we have, I don't know, probably 200, 150 or something projects that are above $1 billion, so it speaks volume as to how much the industry has grown.
Yeah.
All right, so the next question is for me. When will ACH transfer be available in the United States? That is an excellent question. We're working on that. There are some technological challenges that need to be tackled. We do have in mind the partner, a very specific partner with whom we would like to execute that, and should be this quarter or next.
Next.
Okay, well, no promises on that, but we are working on it. It's just like so many things are to be prioritized, and don't have an easy job prioritizing things.
But another great news here.
Okay.
We are currently implementing buy crypto with card option for the United States, and it is almost ready. We will be releasing it in the upcoming days, weeks. Actually weeks.
Hopefully no journalists watching this, so we spoiled yet another announcement. But
but that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So this will reduce the need for on-ramp in the United States. At least it will cover it will cover your needs, I believe, because the rates will be very competitive. We made sure to settle for nothing less than the best when it comes to fees on that card purchases, and stay tuned, this is coming.
Another great announcement from the product owner. Moving on to the next one, comes from Crypto Miles, and it's for you. I see that the referral bonus is again $25. Is that permanent? Can we have tiers? Example, deposit $100 for $25 bonus. For $200 you get $50. You get the idea. The more you deposit, the more you
We had the same idea, I should say, and it definitely makes sense. As to the question whether that would be permanent, you correctly stated that we increased the payout from $10 to $25 recently, and we see great conversion rates. We see feedback from our community that the payout is a great incentive at the moment. They find it a good incentive, and for us, that's for now. This is what we will keep. I'm not going to say that this will be permanent.
Nothing in crypto is permanent. What is permanent in crypto? Only thing is volatility and uncertainty. And upside potential of your crypto.
But as to your idea about the tiered structure, we are doing a test now with a welcome bonus promo, which is running globally, where we started to test different parameters. For example, deposit 100 and get $10 bonus, deposit 1,000 and get 100 bonus, and we want to see which one of those will perform best in terms of conversion and in terms of acquisition. And once we draw conclusions, we will most probably apply the same principle for our referral program. And also, we are in exploration for a different setup and different ways to incentivize our clients by having a long-term payouts for those that invited someone, and they, for example, they do an exchange order or they borrow, and you get some percentage as a bonus out of that.
Nice.
So yeah, stay tuned for future announcements. They will definitely come.
Good. What happened here? Questions disappeared. I do not have questions on my thing. So what do we do? No more questions. This is the last question. I was just about to encourage you to have a sip because you haven't hydrated yourself at all during this.
I just started to feel comfortable.
We can keep going, keep them questions coming. But no, seriously guys, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed talking about our suite of products, ever expanding. Thank you so much for doing this. I hope that you will be now converted to be more extroverted towards our clients and their interest into how the inner workings of Nexo are happening. So we should do this sometime again.
Yeah, I think so. I have used to be in the limelight now. Yeah, that was a pleasure for me. Really and also a challenge in some way, but it's...
You did great.
It's always...
We see it in the comments, but I'm sure you did great.
And thanks to our community. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
And supporting us, trusting us in every step we make.
Definitely.
Till next time.
Yeah, to be grateful for. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next month.